Welcome back to the Appetizer. As always, I'm Jalen Russell, and today I'm covering the reigning Eastern Conference champions, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They finished up 53-29 last season, which is good enough for second in the Eastern Conference, before they lost, albeit shorthanded, in a tight 6-game series in the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers are spending a lot of money in the offseason, re-signing LeBron James, Shumpert, Love, Dellavedova, and adding Mo Williams in free agency. Those are some pretty good moves, although I think they really need to add some forwards to their team. They only have LeBron James and Love there, which I think will end up being a big part of their team this year. Just the fact they're not deep in those positions, and when you're this deep into the free agency period and getting towards training camp, I don't know if they'll be able to make a move in time to really add a big piece to kind of back those two positions up. And especially with Kevin Love having injury issues in the past, and LeBron James showing that he'll get worn down by the end of the season if you have to rely on him playing 40 minutes per game, it's a risky move to only have those two guys that can really play those two positions. They also haven't re-signed Tristan Thompson, who would actually be able to move into that power forward position as he played last year. He was such a huge part of their team last year, especially in the playoffs. He showed how well he can rebound on the offensive side and the defensive side. Even showed that he can score a little bit and play defense on a lot of guys down in the post. If they can't figure out a way to re-sign him, I think that's going to bite this team in the butt in the long run. They just can't make it through a deep playoff run without him. I think they'll do fine in the regular season just based on the superstars they have. I mean, we have Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Love, either Verjao or Mozgov starting, and then Shumpert, Mo Williams, or Joe Johnson in the other position. It's going to be hard for you to root against these guys next year just based, or to figure that they're going to lose a lot of games just based on that starting lineup. But when you get deeper into the season, when the bench starts to matter even more than it does in the regular season, it'll be interesting to see how this team will be able to make up for it. If they can't sign another big player or another decent, capable forward, I don't see these guys getting past the Eastern Conference Finals, honestly. The Eastern Conference is deep this year, and with these guys already having struggles in the past with injuries and getting through just being healthy all year, it might be a struggle for them to get through the deeper rounds of the playoffs with this team. All that said, though, this team really pulled it together last year after their bumpy start where they were just above 500. So I see these guys, after they gelled last year and they're bringing back most of that same core, I see them going 61-21 next year. They'll probably be first in the Eastern Conference. I think they'll breeze through most of their season next year. But when you get down to the playoffs, it'll really be a struggle for them if they don't have Tristan Thompson.